Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
the Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
Looking for some hot takes on the Lodgecast. I need phone counts and library rights. I want some hot takes in my eardrums. Watch out for salad dragons. These takes are coming in hot tonight. I want some hot takes. I need your hot takes.
Hello and welcome to a Taxi Cab Confessions edition of Hot Takes. I'm your lodge master. With me as always, his brother Bishki.
Whoa, daddy.
We got Sister Emily returning in the back.
Oof, I made it to Midtown.
And rounding out the cast tonight, we got Brother Pool Man himself. Brother Pool is here.
Who's your daddy?
This is not a pool-related podcast.
Carpool.
It's
Come on.
True.
Oh, shit. We should know that whenever Brother Pool is on, no matter what, it is pool-related. We just have to dig a little bit.
Yeah, next we got to look for like billiards.
The Color of Money, too.
Yeah.
And you may notice that we do not have a hothead chiming in because this movie would have murdered the boy. He would have lost his marbles so quickly.
I mean, it did something to us. So, but he would have
channeled in deeply.
He would have been. Oh,
He would have been gone. He would
been
not
gone.
have made
He
it.
would have been gone. His chair would have somehow been spinning like a hubcap. He would have left so quickly. But we must shout out that tonight's episode is sponsored by the one, the only brother Zach.
Oh, woo!
Cha-ching!
Thank you.
Zach made this happen, and he made it happen quickly. We saw him like last week, and he's like, "What's up with Daddio? How are we going to make this Daddio cast happen?" And I'm like, "You need to pay money
yeah.
to our Venmo."
Yeah, we do have a Venmo.
We do.
At Movie Lodgecast. But in terms of like commissioning episodes, we might.
That's for internal peoples only.
Yeah, we
You
might.
can't tell us what to see. You can only tell us what to eat or drink.
Yeah, we might need to, unless you really pay up.
Unless you pay like Dakota Johnson tips at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, first things first. It is Brother Pool's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I was like, you really would. And
Wow, what a treat.
You both came to this movie sight unseen. You had no idea what it was.
Nope.
Still didn't at the afterwards.
If I had told you, it's a tough sell. I mean, it's a tough sell for me and Bishki, let alone
And
nice, upstanding citizens like yourselves.
Brother Poole, I was going to bring a birthday gift, but I got nothing. But I got to meet you today. So
yes,
this is a gift. Finally
Yeah,
getting an
this
episode
is the
with you.
first time you guys have been together. So
a
what?
gift for both of us.
What a wonderful occasion. We usually meet by the Batman statue outside the Burbank 16, and there was a gentleman standing there that I took to be Brother Poole, and I walked right up to him, and I was about to say happy birthday right in his face, and then he looked at me dead in the eyes, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not him. Oh shit. So I like did a real cool swerve move, and he sensed that something weird was between us, and he got away from me. And we proceeded to watch him wait at the steps. He was obviously waiting for somebody else, and I joked that it was Mike's Movie Lounge that was also meeting for Daddio.
And indeed, he was part of Mike's Movie Lounge waiting for Daddio.
He sat
went in there.
directly in front of me.
And I was showing Brother Poole the picture that I secretly took of this gentleman, and he's like, holy shit, he's right in front of us.
I clocked him as soon as I entered the theater. I was like, oh man, that dude looks like me. If I was wearing a hat.
Doppelganger, right down to the mustache. So all roads led to Daddio tonight. Before we get into it,
How do you get the protein as quick as possible into the bloodstream? A little schnapps.
Rotten Tomatoes, New York City, period.
Wait. Oh, that's not it?
JFK Airport, period. A young woman jumps into the back seat of a yellow taxi. The cabbie throws the vehicle into drive
Oh,
as
Jesus.
the two head out into the night toward Manhattan, striking up the most unexpected conversation, resulting in a single epic, remarkable journey. Period.
Oh, what a
That schnapps is a pile of lies.
That's a serious
a bunch
schnapps
of
right
lies
there.
as they're packed into this movie. Anyway,
So more so than usual, we got a parental content advisory for this episode because we can't really talk about it without talking about some stuff, some Daddio issues. So I don't know. Have fun with it. Here we go. These two guests didn't know who was in this movie. It's Dakota Johnson that gets in the cab. And they do it right by slowly revealing the driver. You see like his arms and like his eyebrows in the rear view. And then you finally see the full penchilada. You see his whole face. And you two were both like, oh,
Yeah, star power.
Well, it's at that point that you kind of realize what this movie is. Because
what were you feeling at that point?
Well, at that point, yeah, I really had zero idea what we were getting into. And it was taking its time getting her into the cab. She was clearly, looking out the window, biting her nails.
They're taking time that would normally just be edited out of another movie that is trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, this movie is just trying to get you to the cab. And then once you're there, once you see Sean Penn driving the cab, it's like, okay, we're in the cab.
Did you know? How soon did you know we weren't leaving that fucking cab?
Within the first 10.
Emily?
I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I was waiting for a car to hit them or a terrorist attack.
It feels like it,
I
right?
wanted it to become an action film. I begged for it to be an action film.
Yeah.
I could kind of tell from the trailers that played before this movie.
The trailers were funny. The trailers all felt like fake movies. It was hilarious.
it was like an animated CG movie, a horror movie.
It's clear when they don't know how to market the movie you're about to see because they throw everything at the wall.
They're bouncing everywhere.
A lot of indie vibes.
Yeah, it definitely gave me an indie vibe. But
So that's the tough sell portion, which is this is Dakota Johnson and Sean Penn talking in a cab for an hour and 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tough sell.
Yeah.
You couldn't watch this anywhere but a theater.
No. Oh my God.
absolutely not.
Imagine stream. No.
You can't.
Daddio doesn't survive anywhere but on the big silver screen.
Yeah. No, you immediately go to your apps.
I was
as they're
thinking,
talking
like, if
about
I
it.
saw it on an airplane, I would have a full-blown panic attack.
Much like Dakota Johnson in the back of the cab wanting to get her
The
phone
apps.
out.
The fun part is it's like she wants to use her phone so bad. And every time she looks down at her phone, like if there's a lull in the conversation with Penn, there's this creepy music that swells up, like this tense music. The only tension is, will she or will she not grab her phone and start using it to get out of this conversation?
Right, because like in the first 2 minutes, he compliments her for being an upstanding
A
person,
human being.
for
He's
not
like,
looking at
You're
her
not
phone.
on your phone. You're not on them
Just
apps.
sets that up.
You're not on the apps. You're not in the cloud.
Emily, how quick are you out of this cab?
Yes.
Like,
mean-
Brother Zach made it very clear that we were to have a female perspective on this cast.
Yeah.
And Emily, we need to mine you for your
God.
perspective.
how quick are you like, excuse
Because
me.
she's charmed. She's
not charmed. She's
No?
not charmed. No. This is the plague of being a woman, is that you have to sit and listen to some bullshit as a man explains everything about life and tells you
I
100 reasons why you're wrong, and you just sit there and take it.
think it's more like Pennsplaining.
Pensplaining, exactly.
But she was talking back, Like
He
she
had her
was-
nailed. That's the thing. That's the thing that the movie like kind of
Oh.
gets wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it feels wrong that he has her so nailed.
It feels wrong that he is like, you keep waiting for him to have a heart of gold or something, but he's just kind
gets
of
nastier.
he's just a creeper.
Yeah.
And she likes him more and more as it goes on.
Oh
And
my God.
Yeah, it all connects with like Travis Bickle and Robert De Niro because Penn worships Robert De Niro.
He even has a little like Bicklish haircut, a little bit. Like it's a poof. It's like a poofy wide mohawk or something. I don't know what's going on with his hair.
Like, Sybil Shepherd, why are you charmed by the psycho?
So we see pretty quickly that, I mean, listen, nobody listening to this is going to watch this.
Don't.
Nobody.
You won't be able to finish it even if you try.
So we're going to try to give you the experience.
Yeah.
She is a computer programmer. So they talk about zeros and ones.
He wants to know how it all works.
He's like, what is zeros and ones? How does that all work?
She knows jack shit about programming.
Jeez. They have a little talk about zeros and ones, which is pretty funny.
It's a trope. It becomes
they call it back.
They get their little inside language going about truth and falsehood and
blue whale.
And when we first walked into the theater, Brother Poole was like, crisp AC, because we were bemoaning how in some of these movies it's like AMC forgets about you or doesn't care about you and just shuts the AC off. It was right around this computer programming talk that the AC just ceased to exist. And I'm just like, it felt like you're stuck in a cab and you don't really want to say, can you turn up the cool air a little bit? Can you
open a window?
Can you open a window, please?
We're getting the 4DX experience.
Yes,
Daddio.
the fucking hot cab. And she starts getting texts from her, what we assume is her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like aggressive Facebook bot texts where it's like, where are you? What are you doing? I'm so horny right now. I need
to see your pink.
I need to see your pink.
Ugh.
Like that alone, like if I were a lady and some guy was like, need to see your pink, need you to help me come. I don't know. I might wonder about that style of aggression. But she just kind of like takes it in her Dakota Johnson way, you know, where she's just
biting her lip.
It's like,
biting her nail.
It's like someone sent her some thought-provoking poetry, but he's just like, need to come.
You feel like she's maybe escaping that conversation into the conversation with Sean Penn, which is
that's not a better one.
No,
it's just a more old-fashioned way of saying it.
Another old guy trying to control her.
So the salad dragon has to be. She gets this text deluge. Like she'll talk to Sean Penn for a while, and then she'll check her texts, and it'll be like 9 texts where the guy's like, "You still there? Need to come." And she looks down, and it's just like, "Need to show you how hard I am." And then he sends a dick pic, which we see.
Yeah.
And she's just like slightly annoyed by it.
But she continues to kind of play along with it.
And then Penn is like, then they'd cut to Sean Penn's eyes in the rear view looking at it.
Oh, all the time. He's just watching.
Like, what? It's a female writer-director. Like, what does she want us to feel there?
That's what shocked me, because I didn't know that, you know, until the very end, too.
Right.
I was like, is this Sean Penn's weird fantasy?
That would make sense.
That would make sense, but it's not.
It's not.
Someone else, and you know, and Dakota Johnson's like a producer on this, so she's very involved in the.
Everybody's super into this, and it's like, okay, sometimes I critique a movie that wasn't there and never was going to be there, which is, you know, if I were a professional critic, that would be bad, but I'm not, so I will. If it had been this like subject spanning, wide ranging discussion about things, that would have been maybe more interesting. I don't know. But it's so focused on him talking about her relationship and being like, he's older, isn't he? Yeah.
He's married.
Yeah. He's
got kids.
He's got kids, right?
He don't love you.
He doesn't love you. Said the L word. And it's so focused on that it's like, why?
He's like the daddy issue whisperer.
Yeah.
He's like, he like senses her situation.
Yes.
He recognizes it because he is that man.
Yes, he scans her for it. And just to give you a little kind of examples of what this cabbie with the heart of fucking slime says. She tells him about her sister tying her up in the bathroom and leaving her in there because she wanted her to be prepared if she ever gets kidnapped, like how to escape. Sean Penn turns around. They're super stuck in traffic.
They're in
at
a
this
traffic
point.
jam, for a long time.
And he's like, did you like getting tied up?
Yeah.
And he offers her some gum. She takes some gum from his custom gum case. It looks like I wouldn't touch that shit.
No.
Because that just made me think of like, oh, can GHB be put into gum like that?
Yes.
Because that's what this guy would do. Full stop. He looks her right in the eye and he's like, you ever been a pig in the bedroom? So gross. Like, Emily, was he charming during that? Like, is that charming? Is that cool?
So here's
going
the
on?
tough part, okay?
Oh, shit. Okay.
So Sean Penn is Sean Penn.
Hell yeah.
So he's got some deep lines. He's got some raspy smoker voice.
Yes,
but
he does.
Still just has this panty dropping charm.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And so even with he being so annoying in his lecturing, creepy kind of way, he still was so much fun to watch.
Yeah. There
and
you
look
go,
at.
Emily. There you go.
So, and you know what? And Dakota, I didn't even know that was her. She looked great. She looked
Yeah.
like a young Sharon Stone. I liked the setup for it.
Right?
I just don't think you really have like made it super clear that this entire movie takes place. in the cab.
Let's
You
make it
don't leave.
abundantly clear. They do not get out of the cab for the whole movie.
This is my dinner with Andre without the philosophy
Yeah.
or intelligence.
My sexting with Andre.
Yeah.
So he has kind of a sweet line that probably made you smile, Emily. He was talking about her boyfriend and he's like, you know, he's not going to be there for you when your olive oil dries up. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? He said it so soulfully.
We're not going to explain that.
Okay,
we
good.
Get that. We get
Good.
that.
Yeah, that sounds good. So he talks about like, he says to her like, yeah, you gave up your candy the second you emailed him. You gave up your candy. She gave up her candy. So gross. And then he says the phrase that pays. Do you ever call him daddy?
Yeah, and that's when we all lean forward.
Well, that's what Bishke leaned forward so much that he got up and left and had a Bishke bathroom blooper.
Bishke's bathroom bloopers.
Sorry. Well, I didn't go to the bathroom. I went to get a drink because I wanted out of this cab.
Bishke refill blooper.
We were in that traffic jam for too long. You need the
motion.
You need the motion to keep it moving. Yeah.
They were complete. Like Emily leaned over and she's like, they're completely stopped. They're not
after 20
moving.
minutes, they're not fucking moving. And he's turned around.
And while Bishke was out getting his refill, Dakota was talking about seeing her boyfriend's kids via video dancing around. And Sean Penn says, she was dancing for her daddy. And then the immortal line, he asked her directly,
Here it comes.
you ever dance for your daddy?
Oh. Was I the only one that moaned?
Yes.
Well, no, you weren't. The theater shuddered. And I don't mean the people in the theater. The room itself.
I thought it was an earthquake. I think it's whenever the door opened, it goes whoosh.
The entire ceiling.
No, the ceiling felt like it was going to collapse.
Everything was going to fucking cave in on itself during Daddio. So she starts sexting back a bit, sends a picture of her breasts to her thirsty boyfriend, and calls him daddy.
Who we've learned is a married man with children at this point.
Yeah.
And whenever she gets a little flirty with her texting, they cut to Sean Penn's fingers on the steering wheel, like
dancing,
kind of seductively dancing around on the steering wheel. Oh, it's so gross. His
I
stubby little-
know. It's so,
pianist?
yeah, he just got old arthritic hands, but you can't help but think like
love
those hands
You love
have
it.
done a good job. You know, he was with Madonna. You know they were.
So, when I said maybe they should have had a more wide-ranging conversation, they start doing that, and instantly I was like, oh, no, because Penn starts talking about getting scuba certified, and people left for the bathroom. They're like, yep, okay, this is safe. This is safe content to leave.
Yeah, they start talking about their dreams.
And Sean
she
Penn
goes
wants to
on
go to
and on.
Japan. He's like, they have vending machines where you can buy used panties.
that's his dream.
That's his
to
dream.
go to Japan and sniff used panties.
That's the man's dream. And then she talks about her stupid dreams,
Oh.
which are learning swing dancing. It's
so she can get tossed
so she can be
around.
tossed around. She's
What
like,
is it,
I
the
would,
in her own
90s?
words.
I'd love to be tossed around like that.
I think I'd be good at it.
She wants to be like a bird watching bird lady. She wants to grow like a modest herb garden.
Ugh.
And she wants to learn muy español.
Yeah.
So bad. So they're like going off on that shit. And I'm like, oh no, just keep talking about
The
Daddio. Yeah.
Daddy issues.
She's charmed by all this sleazy shit that he says. And he talks about meeting his first wife when she got into his cab in a tight dress, smelling like booze and sweat. And Sean Penn's like, my cock was throbbing so hard. I didn't have to rub one out that night. And she smiles as if like a grandmother was talking about her needlepoint or something. You know, she just kind of gives a little smile.
I was so pissed off that his memory of meeting his wife also took place in the cab.
It was always in the cab. He's like, I'm always driving this monster around. The more you think about it, the dirtier you feel a little bit, because it all hinges on whether or not her father ever touched her. And not like that.
Just
He never hugged her. He never
No
patted her on the
affection.
back. No affection, no high five. And she remembers him shaking her hand when she left home.
She's like, that's the first time anyone ever shook my hand. Like, what?
But her sister said it never happened. So she yearns for daddy's touch. And it's like you just, there's so many different ways that this can go because everybody's so horned up.
But it's
Yeah.
boring.
yeah.
What did you guys think? What did you guys think was going to happen?
Pretty much what happened is what I thought was going to happen.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
You get in a certain amount and you're like, they're not really going to, like, they're not going to hook up. Or
Right.
they're not going to actually meet any of these ancillary characters that
No.
they're talking
Yeah,
about.
because they're all weepy, like they're having all these revelations. So you know they're not going to hook up. They're like, I'm learning so much about myself. Oh.
Yeah.
Emily, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think anything?
I mean, I was hopeful.
Yeah.
I
Did you
mean,
want them to get together?
Something. I mean, the production names, what was like Tea Time and First
Yeah.
Love Production. I was like excited. I was like, oh my God, is this going to be like a
love story.
romance, a love story?
I was excited for you.
And then I was like, okay, no, we're in the cab, so maybe something dangerous could happen, and they have to like solve some sort of crime together.
Yeah,
And
right?
then it's like 25 minutes, and I was like, oh no,
Oh, no.
we're stuck here.
Yeah.
Because they also kind of hint at like kidnappy stuff.
And the shots of him, like the split diopter of him in the front and her in the back, like he could be a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, like a criminally violent guy.
I mean, the first thing he says is like, "You're my last fare of the night."
Yeah, it's all
and you
very
win
ominous.
A prize,
Yeah.
and like it's
It's
very
ominous. So the trip ends. She gets out, and you just know old Penn's going to try to shake her hand and complete the Daddio circuit. But he reaches out his hand. She shakes her head, and she just touches his face.
Which is weirder.
Weirder,
Yeah.
but he'll never be her true Daddio. It's just not in the stars.
People were cracking up because
People were cracking
Penn
up.
like approaches her apartment and
He
she's
lingers.
and she like looks back at him and she's like tapping on the glass.
Oh, and he's just like creeping a little
He's
bit.
such a creeper.
Yeah.
And
And his weird hair, like that's when you fully see his haircut. and like his full head, you know, and he's just creeping at the bottom of her stairs, and you're like, bro,
Get in the cab.
get in the cab and go. How much would you tip Daddio?
I would tip him. Look, I've been in some good Ubers.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Good rides from LAX to home.
It's a good amount of time.
With some good conversations. Like there's a Jamaican guy who was very open about his life, and he caught his wife cheating, and it was kind of a Daddio situation. And
did you shake his hand?
I might have.
Did you touch his face?
I didn't touch his face. I might have shook his hand, but I'm sure I tipped him like $10.
Okay,
you know, maybe
so $10.
$10
for Penn Daddio
on a $50 Uber. Like, yeah.
Okay, Brother Poole, what would you tip?
I would tip high out of fear. You know what I mean? Like I would, like after that, I would just be like, if I tip enough, maybe he won't do whatever is on his mind.
Because if you don't tip enough, he might just linger at the bottom of your stairs, waiting for the rest of the tip.
Yeah,
waiting for the cash that he wants.
I'd give him $100.
You give him 100.
Yeah, I'd give him $100.
Okay, Emily.
Yeah, I would tip high too.
How much dollar figure?
It would not be the amount she gave. I probably would do something like 50 or 100.
Oh.
Also,
you are our cab daddy right now.
It also is fear-based. I would just want him to go away.
Be honest, Emily.
I wouldn't shortchange him.
That's good.
I also like to front like I've got money.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
She tipped him $500.
I don't front that much.
Everyone laughed.
No
Everybody laughed. People like
you rich.
People didn't really know what to do with Daddio while it was playing, and especially while it was ending. These two in the back didn't even know the title, and it didn't show the title until the end, which I was very, very happy about.
Yeah,
I had a guess.
What was your guess?
My guess was like Cab Daddy.
Oh shit, that's
I was
close.
pretty close. That's why when it came up, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. When it finally came on screen, I think it was small and all lowercase. Daddio. I fucking cheered. The crowd laughed
and clapped.
Like what? It's like what are you supposed to do?
You're just so glad it's over and that it wasn't too long.
And then Pool Man leaned over to me and said, "Looks like he's gonna have to rub one out tonight." Yeah. And that should have been the last line of the movie.
Yeah.
It should have been.
Right.
It should have been, but it wasn't. I just did that cab ride from JFK into Manhattan. And there was so much construction. It took a fucking long time, but I didn't.
Glued to your Instagram though.
Yes, I was gramming, I was posting, I was texting, I was sexting.
Thank God.
Smart move.
I can't wait to find out what all of you are giving this for bones. Let's go to them. Daddio Bones! Oh shit. Who is first to bone tonight? Brother Poole, you are first to bone.
Thank you.
First to bone.
Yeah, you know, I had a fun time in this movie despite
you were smiling.
how
I caught you smiling.
Yeah, I mean, they both are fully committed, and you have to be in a movie like this where it's
really
just
have to be
a two-person movie, and their faces are great to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't tired of looking at them.
Right.
The script is just unfathomable. Like, I want to know so much about the woman who wrote it.
It's her debut.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
First time.
I'm definitely going to be on Wikipedia later reading about this.
Doing some deep Daddio research.
But I got to admit, like, in the beginning, I was like, oh boy, I think we're not leaving the cab.
Yeah. I was going to let you guys know early on, but I'm like, no, I'm just going to let them kind of drown a little bit.
I appreciate that. Like, I really do like going in blind.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably important for this because
I would love to too. Unfortunately, I have to make this podcast, but otherwise I would love to go in completely blind every time.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have I mean, I would have, if you had invited me, I probably still would have come, but I would never have watched this movie.
No one will.
And so I'm glad that I did,
right?
You know, and this was like the right way to do it.
It's the only way.
It was weird, but still enjoyable for what it was. Like I accepted it for what it was. And so
you can give it a birthday bump too if you want to.
Yeah, you know, that might be built in here. I'm gonna give it 2 bones.
2 bones.
Utah, give me 2.
All that love and light led to 2 little bones. Let's see. Oh, Sister Emily, come on. I feel like you got something for this, although you were checking your watch a lot.
I was checking my watch a lot. So I seem to remember a conversation that we had quickly before the theater where I said, I do not want to hear a lecture.
Right.
That is my platform. I'm okay with going into anything blind, but
I gave you a look.
Want to be lectured.
It's like, uh-oh.
And this solid 25 minutes in the movie was Sean Penn giving her a lecture and talking down to her.
Red pilling her.
Red pilling. Red-faced pilling.
I mean, it's so just an older guy talking to a younger woman, talking about her sexuality, getting tickled by it. It's so basic to me. Like, if you're going to talk about a cab ride and a conversation, like, make it an older woman talking to a young man. That I haven't seen before.
How many times have we met this salty old dog?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not like brilliant.
He's not. And he just gets nastier. He's the type of guy that you start talking to because you're polite.
Yeah.
And then the more he, you allow him to talk, the nastier he gets.
January 6th was Antifa in disguise.
I know.
Go to your ass.
I kept thinking about that too. I was like, I hate your politics. I just know it. Not Sean Penn, but just
this guy.
Like, this guy. Just,
what an interesting person for him to choose to play too. I understand him wanting to do a role like this because
he barely does anything. Yeah. I think it's because it's the Penn show. It's the Penn 15 Club.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Penn 15 Club. He is the rose of this movie. I mean, there's so many thorns, but there's a little rose there, and it's Sean Penn. There's so much that could be said, but I was really checking out a lot. It's one of those movies you don't really have to even look at the screen. You can just kind of look down.
Look at your second screen.
They're just going to keep talking. I felt like am I in like some sort of weird play? Yeah. Where it's just it easily could be a play.
Easily.
Yeah.
I didn't like this movie. There were so many other movies I could think of that I would rather watch.
Right?
Including All the Gods Not Dead again.
Oh shit. Ooh. That's some damning words.
Well, that's what this was. I didn't like this movie. Half a bone.
Half a bone!
I hated this movie.
Roger Ebert.
Whoa.
What would Ebert think of this one?
Oh, thank God. Thank God Ebert didn't. He might have loved it, though. Mm-hmm. Could have been like 3.5 stars.
Well, because he's an old man that was talking
He probably would have some thoughts about this Daddio situation. Brother Bishke, you've been pretty mean to old Daddio. You haven't even been able to hold it back. So I'm a little worried.
I was having flashbacks 2 days ago. I was coming back from Long Beach on the 710 freeway. Sister May was driving. Nate was in the front seat, and I was in the back seat. And we were cruising along pretty good. We were all kind of buzzed off of, well, not May because she was driving. But
and they were grilling you about your sex life.
No, we were just having a good time, and all of a sudden, boom, traffic stops.
Oh no!
And we were there for at least 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, just stuck in traffic. And by the time we get to it, it's like, 5-6 lane freeway. And by the time we get, it's down to one lane, and a cement truck had flipped over and dumped its cement all over the freeway. So and
now you're in a car again talking about it.
So 2 days later, I'm in a car talking about being in the cab in Daddio for an hour and 40 minutes. And I just want out of the car. I want out of the cab.
No.
I want out of the back seat.
No.
But the genre of kind of the real time.
What genre is this?
It's like My Dinner with Andre or Before Sunrise.
Yeah, like the Linklater.
The real
thing.
time, like it's kind of that's up my alley.
Yeah.
And then I like the experimentation. I see potential here with like, kind of similar to like the computer screen movies.
Oh God, yeah.
Where you're just like, you can do stuff with this. Like, you're going to Manhattan, like do stuff with it and do stuff with the
We
apps.
technically watched the whole thing.
Do stuff with the apps, and so
it was watchable.
There's potential.
We literally watched
Technically,
it.
yeah.
Good to see Sean Penn back on the screen.
Yeah.
Dakota,
come on,
not a fan.
Come on.
She did better than Madam Web, but this is still.
She was great in Madam Web.
Yeah. So
come on.
All that being said,
come on, Bishki.
One bone.
God damn it. Oof. Oh.
I'm sorry.
One bone.
This is low in the conversational film genre. Like, yeah.
If you hadn't had that fateful trip to Long Beach, do you think it would have been higher?
Yes.
Okay.
No, because that was a long.
That sets you up for some squirmy times here.
Yeah.
It sounded way more interesting than this movie, though.
Yeah.
I would much rather be in a car.
No, we were all on our apps, but anyway.
Anyway, well, listen. I think Sean Penn is a phenomenal actor. I think Dakota Johnson, I don't know if phenomenal is the word, but I love every performance that I've seen her give. Like, she has this slight disconnect where she is better than everything that's going on, which always leaves her unscathed, whether she is Madam Web, whether she is 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Freed, or 50 whatever the fuck happened to her. There's something about her that I just love her performances. And this movie is no exception. These two both are selling the shit out of a script that is I don't even know what this script is. I don't know how you would read it on the page and be like, yes, I am fully committed to this. Mm-hmm. But God bless them. They did it. They did the damn thing. I applaud its ambition. I thought it was going to be a lot more painful than it ended up being for me. There was a time early on where I was 3 bones.
Wow.
What?
I was 3 bones.
Whoa.
Early on.
Early on. When the dick pic was sent,
Oh, okay.
I was like,
that spiked you up.
I was like, this might be a 3-bone motion picture. I no longer feel that way. I'm more at 2 bones. I think that's the sensible play. But because there's something about it, it's in the air, because it's Brother Poole's birthday, because Sister Emily had to admit that Sean Penn was the rose of this film, I got a Brother Ben bump it up to 2.5.
Woo! Wow. I respect that.
It's a Brother Ben bump, y'all.
I have to do it. I did not hate this movie at all. I enjoyed it. I would never, ever watch it again.
No.
Never,
And I would never
ever.
tell anybody, except for Lodge Mistress Millie might have enjoyed this
Yeah.
because she loves a little thing called longing. And both of these characters are longing for different things and questionable things. But I think she might have enjoyed it.
There's tension throughout.
I like longing when you get something at the end. And that dick pic wasn't the longing that I wanted. I wanted something to happen with them.
Yeah.
I wanted to meet Eagle.
Yes, her sister's girlfriend who's only spoken about.
The rain dance.
The best stuff happened
Off screen, yeah.
Yeah, if you could flash to the rain dance.
She's like
that
my
would've been-
sister and her girlfriend Eagle and I did a rain dance, and I prayed for the Oklahoma skies to open up and wash me clean. Like, I want to see Dakota Johnson do that shit and try
just
to
one cutaway.
Yes, just one little cutaway, please.
Yeah. You guys want to settle the score?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, let's do it.
Yep.
It's time I settle the score.
What do you think of those critics?
Oh my god. So I honestly can't believe this is playing at the AMC Burbank 16.
And that there are people there.
Yeah.
So critics, I don't know. Emily, what do you think? What's the percentage?
Out of 100%.
80.
Oh,
Wow.
I feel like I feel like now based on what you guys rated it that I was supposed to like it more.
I don't think the critics like this.
But I think they love Sean Penn.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say Emily's very close. 77.
77.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
shit.
surprising.
What about our audience?
Audience 32.
Yeah, I'm going to guess 39.
Emily?
I'm going to say 50 because it feels like people were there on purpose to see it.
All right.
Are you
There's some Sean Penn fans out there. 83%.
No! How many? How many?
Yeah.
Oh, out of how many?
Out of how many people said that?
50.
There you go. There you go.
Wow, we gotta go on there and bounce.
Oh my god,
That's probably cooked. Yeah.
50.
Wow, people are gonna see this probably.
No,
just
they are
based
not.
on-
No one will see this.
No, don't do it.
If you're listening to this and you watch Daddio, contact us on Instagram.
You freak.
And you freaking you'll win the prize for tonight. Yeah, you'll get the good prize. Oh, well, Brother Poole, thank you for joining us on your birthday.
Thank you, Brother Poole.
My
to
pleasure.
see
My pleasure.
Daddio.
Pleased to meet you.
And Sister Emily, thank you for strapping into this cab ride with us.
And Brother Zach, I hope you're damn happy.
Zach, I hope you enjoyed
Yes, I hope this pleased you.
what your hard-earned
Daddy.
cash has done for us. You are our Daddio tonight,
Thanks,
Brother
Daddio.
Zach. Thank you, Daddio. Oh my God. Let's get out of this fucking car. Love and light, y'all.
Love
Love and light.
Love and light.
Daddy, oh, I'm gonna teach you some blues. From now on, that's all you'll be able to use. Do you hear me, Daddy? Oh, I'm gonna teach you some blues. You gave me the runaround, and that was wrong. You wanted to run around, so run along. If we never meet again, it's too soon. I'll make a bet you'll be changing your tune. Do you hear me, Daddy? Oh, I'm gonna teach you some blues. I'm gonna teach you some blues.
Whoa, Daddy.